With the immense blessings of our beloved Guru Maharaj, Aharanyam Sri Sri Muralidhara Swamiji, and by the causeless mercy of Sri Madhuri Sakhi Sameta Premi Thakurji, we are all very fortunate. As Raviji said, though separated, technology has made us to come together to enjoy the divine nectar of Bhagavad Gita. That too, the essence of Bhagavad Gita is absolute love and surrender to the feet of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So for the next 7 days, with our beloved Guru Maharaj's grace and by the mercy of Madhuri Sakhi Sameta Premi Thakurji, we are going to see, as Mahatma say, to the best of our lights and to the best of our understanding, because Gita, Bhagavad Gita, is an ocean of nectar. All we can do is go to the shore and maybe take a handful of nectar and take a sip. Achyutaya Namah. That itself is more than enough for us. And Mahatmas themselves cannot find the depth and end of Gita. What to talk about normal people like us, who are basking under the divine grace, under the protection, under the umbrage of our beloved Guru Maharaj and the divine Mahamantra. Yet if you ask what gives us the courage to think about such divine works which are beyond intellect, which are beyond the mind, which is beyond even words, our Madhusudana Saraswati Pada says, Mukam karoti bhachalam pangum langayati kiram yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam. It is by holding tight to the feet of our Guru and Jagat Guru, which is Bhagavan Sri Krishna, that we understand by his grace, even a person who cannot speak, who is dumb, can be bestowed with the talent to create mellifluous poetry. Even a person who is unable to take a next step, if blessed by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, can climb every mountain. And with that grace as our support and surrendering totally to that grace, we are starting this endeavor to please our Guru and to please our Thakurji. Sanatana Dharma means understanding divine truths through the authority of Vedas. Without Vedamata, there is no Sanatana Dharma. Veda is the moolam, or Vedas are the very foundations for all divine knowledge. Akila Dharma Moolam. And in spite of that, Vedas doesn't talk directly to us. It talks in riddles, or rather, it talks, as we call it in Sanskritam, paroksham, indirectly. We need to unravel the message of the Vedas through the eyes of Mahatmas who discern and glean its essence, saram, and give us. And so to understand what Vedamata is really saying about the divine knowledge, a great Mahatma gave us what is called as Prasthanatrayam. The word Prasthanam means journey. And don't think that the word spiritual journey started somewhere in the West. Prasthanam itself means journey. And right from time immemorial in our divine land of India, people have looked upon spirituality as a lovely journey. And whenever we are in a journey, we need to pack something up, isn't it? We need to prepare for the journey, isn't it? We need a map, isn't it? Every journey needs a destination. So even before we start a journey, we should know what is the destination and how we are going to maneuver our path towards that destination, which makes the journey joyful and obviously fruitful also. And that's what is called prasthanam. And this prasthanam means journey, spiritual journey. And what do you pack up for the journey is three things. The first thing is we pack up for our spiritual journey. The first thing is, of course, Vedamata herself. the final jnanam or the wisdom part of Vedas are called Upanishads. That is one part of the journey. And second part is our Bhagavad Gita itself. And the third part is what Vyasa Bhagavan has given us as Brahma Sutras. So, Upanishads, which is what is called as Shruti Pramana. Shruti means direct knowledge of Vedas. Shruti. And Smriti Pramana, or that which has come to us from Itihasas, like the Mahabharata. And finally, we have Vyasa Vakya Pramana, which is Brahma Sutras. With these three, the journey is safe, the journey is complete, and the preparation for journey is complete. And the journey is complete when we realize. Our Swamiji has blessed us with a series of lovely lectures on Bhakti Yoga, and even released a book called Bhakti Yoga. And in that he says, it seems some devotees went and asked Sadguru Maharaj, which avatara you think is the supreme avatara? Is it Meena avatara, which protected the Vedas and gave us? As we saw, Vedas Parama Pramana. Without that, there is no Sanatana. Do you think it is Kurma avatara, the avatar of tortoise, which helped the Bhumi to be brought back to the actual solar system's orbit? Or do you think Bhagavan coming as Narasimha to validate the words of a devotee, is that avatara supreme? Or do you think Bhagavan who came down as Vamana Bhagavan, who went even ready to beg our Bali to protect the dharma and the words given to his devotee, which was his own mother, Aditi Devi, the one who actually respected our Bali's dharma, satyam and charity? Or is this avatara of Ramachandra Prabhu, Ramo Vigravahan Dharmaha Supreme? Or Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Supreme? In Vyasa Vijayam, the answer is Avatareshu cha sarveshu Krishna Dvaipayanam Munim Avatara Varishtam Tam Aham Manyena Samshayaha. Vyasa Vijayam says, if you ask my opinion, says Sri Anna, of all the various avatarams, the most supreme avataram is Krishna Dvaipayanam Munim, which is Sri Ved Vyasa Bhagavan's avataram is the supreme avatar. And all devotees were all surprised. He said, you didn't talk about Varaha avatara, you didn't talk about Narasimha avatara, Rama avatara, Krishna avatara. How come Vyasa avatara is the most supreme avatara? He says, Ramam Krishnam Tadanyanscha Avataran Paratmanaha Vyasa Vakya Pramanena Vinako Jnatumarghati. What is said is, without Vyasa Maharishi, Vyasa Bhagavan, Vyasa Muni, talking about Ramachandra Prabhu and Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who would ever know about Rama Avatara or Krishna Avatara? If our Vyasa Bhagavan had not divided the Vedas into 4 so that it is easy for the successive generation to take it forward, we wouldn't have had these sounds of Vedas chanting in India to this day. And without Vyasa Bhagavan giving this wonderful work called Mahabharatam, how would we understand the subtleties of Dharma? Mahabharata talks about everything: Dharma, Artham, kAmah, Moksham, politics, economics, values, Dharma, and of course, Moksha also. So the conclusion which our Swamiji also comes in his wonderful work, he says the greatest avatara is Vyasa Avatara. Because everything we know in spirituality, in our Sanatana Dharma, is but the prasadam, is the sacred residue of Vyasa Bhagavan's experience. Vyasa Uchishtam Jagat Sarvam. That which has come from Vyasa Bhagavan's vak, that's what is Uchishtam. Na? That is Vyasa Uchishtam is all that we have as Sanatana Dharma. And that is the reason why Vyasa Bhagavan is the supreme avatar. And in that supreme avataram, Our Vyasa Bhagavan gave us a wonderful work called Mahabharata, about 120,000 verses, which talks about every purpose of human life. Generally, Purusharthas or the objects of human pursuit are very beautifully classified in 4 parts. First one is how do you fulfill your needs? Without fulfilling our needs, how can we even progress in life? As Swami Vivekananda said, an empty stomach knows no religion. So first is kAmah. kAmah means fulfill your needs. And fulfill the needs in such a way that it is giving you benefits in the short term and in the long term. When we fulfill the needs with unjust means, in the short term, the needs are fulfilled, but the repercussions in the long term would be frightening. So, needs, kAmah. Once we fulfill the needs, then we go to artham. Artham means security, financial security, the state of poise that, yes, I think I'm taken care. And once we have that sense of security, then we are ready for values, because an insecure mind knows no values. And so kAmah, then artham, and then dharmam. Dharmam is life of values. And humans have this wonderful potential to embrace values for its own sake. And that is the beauty of dharma. And then if we live a life of values, dharma, then the door of liberation, the door of individual freedom is open for us, which is moksha. So our Bhagavatam has a lot to talk about artham, kAmah, and dharma. And specifically for moksha, there are many jewels in Mahabharatam. And one of the top jewels in Mahabharatam is, of course, our Sanat Sujati. And there is Yaksha Prashnam, which talks about both dharma and moksha sastra. But the crest in the crown of all wonderful divine spiritual gems in Mahabharatam is Bhagavad Gita. And this Bhagavad Gita is there in Bhishma Parva. From the 25th chapter of Bhishma Parva, it goes for 18 chapters. Bhagavad Gita goes for 18 chapters. And our Swamiji gives a wonderful interpretation. He says, we all know Mahabharata was written by Swami Vinayakarna, Pillayar, Vinayak. And our Swamiji says, the legend goes that when Vyasa Bhagavan, who was like a flow of Ganga himself, somebody has to keep up with the task of writing it down. When Vyasa Bhagavan is just, what do you call that? He is giving a flood of shlokas, the flood of verses. Only Pillayar or Vinayakar could actually keep up with that speed. And our Swamiji says, we all know our Vinayak took off his dantam, he took off his tusk and used that as a pen to write. And Swamiji gives a lovely interpretation. He said, why should Swami Vinayak cut his tusk to write Mahabharata? Generally in India, when somebody is even waging a bet or a wager in southern part of India, when the person is so confident that he will win, you know what he will say? If this doesn't work, I will take half of my mustache. Generally, gents say that. Because generally, for most of the people in the society, mustache is a sign of beauty of the face. And for an elephant, the tusk defines the beauty. Here, our Pillayar, Vinayakar, is ready to even break his tusk to write Mahabharatam. And our Swamiji says that clearly proves that more than physical appearance, which is to do with the body, jnana or wisdom is far superior. And we can give up anything for jnanam, and don't give up jnana for anything. And our Vinayaka Swami is writing. And this Bhagavad Gita has 700 shlokas, 18 chapters in Bhishma Parva, in Mahabharata, blessed by Vyasa. And that is the reason why Gita, Bhagavad Gita stands supreme amongst all scriptures. Generally, if somebody asks, what is your holy book? The answer is obviously Vedas. But on a practical plane, We can boldly say Bhagavad Gita is my holy book, because essence of Vedas is in the Upanishad, and the essence of Upanishad is in Gita. We just saw a lovely dhyana sloka. Na? That dhyana sloka talks about the beauty of Gita in a very poetic way. Sarvopanishado ghavo. Ghavo means cow. The cows. All the Upanishads have been made into cows. And of all the Upanishads, our Adi Shankara Bhagavad Paatah commented on 10 Upanishads. The reason being Brahma Sutras, which talks about how do I do the inquiry on the truth. It is a method of inquiry. Like you have a guided meditation, it is a guided inquiry. Because if you just do random inquiry, it will take us nowhere. So Brahma Sutra means aphorisms, short formulae. And our Vyasa Bhagavan has given from Advaita standpoint 555. From Visishta Advaita and Dvaita, it changes a little bit. So he just wrote 55 cryptic lines, which has no distinct grammar there. It is just essence. It's a formula. And our Vyasa Bhagavan has widely quoted or has widely referred to 10 Upanishads in his Brahma Sutras 555. Hence, Adi Shankara Bhagavad Paatah was the first commentator of all the three packages for our spiritual journey, which is Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and the Brahma Sutra, decided to actually comment on the 10 important Upanishads which are widely referred to in Brahma Sutras, which is the reason why he picked the 10. So those 10 cows has been, this is 10 Upanishads became the cows. And you all know what Krishna is. Krishna is not only Bhupala, the protector of the worlds, he is also Gopalana. So obviously the one who comes to milk the cows would be Bhagavan Sri Krishna only. So it is said Dogdha, the one who is milking the cow. The cow herd is our Bhagavan, Thakurji himself. Dogdha Gopalanandanaha. Now we have the cows, Upanishads ready, and the one who is coming to milk is also ready. But generally when you want to milk a cow, you need a calf na, so that the cow will lick the calf and then allow the milkman to milk. So who is the little calf here? Is Partho Vatsaha. The hungry and the thirsty calf out here is the Naravatara of Bhagavan himself, which is our Arjuna. Arjuna was thirsty, isn't it? He was thirsty for knowledge, thirsty for clarity. And looking at the sorry state of this little boy, Arjuna, Partha, the Upanishad felt very compassionate, and it needed a milkman to give milk to quench the thirst, to appease the hunger, and to make sure that this boy is taken care, nourished, poshana. And so, Partho Vatsaha, and Bhagavan milked the cow. Now, the beauty in this sloka is, now who is going to enjoy the milk? Not Partha alone. Sudhir Bhokta, people who are intellectually advanced in the sense, people who are clear that this is what I need to read for my own well-being in my life. Those are the Sudhis. Sudhir means Samyak Vyavasita Buddhihi is Sudhihi. What does Samyak Vyavasita Buddhihi means? For a person who is very clear, for my well-being, I need to surrender to Gita. I need to get the nourishment from Gita. So Sudhir Bhokta. Bhokta means one who drank the milk are all of us, blessed by our Guru Maharaj. And what is Gita? Gita Amritam Mahat. The great Mahat. Amritam is Gita. Amritam means it is nectarine. Amritam means it is sweet. Amritam also means it leads us to a state of deathlessness. It leads us to liberation. Such is the beauty of this Shastra called Bhagavad Gita. It makes us win over our ignorance, which is as ancient as time itself. You see, if you think there is no starting for time, so is our ignorance. about divinity. And that time has to stop. We need to find light. And the lamp which is going to dispel the darkness is the lamp of Bhagavan Sri Krishna's Kripa in form of Bhagavad Gita. And so we are going to win over this ancient darkness which has become almost our second nature. But thankfully, it is only our second nature. Our first nature is wisdom. And time has come for all of us to be enlightened by this deepam, by this lovely little lamp called Bhagavad Gita. So that the ancient wisdom, which is as ancient ignorance, which is as ancient as time itself, time has come for us to win over that ignorance. And the name for victory in Sanskritam is Jayam. Jayam means victory. Jaya means victory. And that's why Gita Mata is also called Jayam. Why? Because the greatest battle is the battle we have to fight within. And the greatest battle is to actually win over that ignorance which has taken taken its dwelling in us only for rent temporarily. But now it is as if it is owning that place. It is claiming the ownership there now. Time has come for the light of Gita to dispel the darkness of the ancient ignorance. And that's why it's called Jayam. And our Swamiji very beautifully says that Jayam in our Sanatana Dharma, in Hinduism, especially in most of the languages, including Tamil, including most of the languages, including Sanskritam, obviously, every letter has an associate number. The word Ja, Ya, Ja has a number associated with it. Ya has a number associated with it. The number associated with Ja is 8. The number associated with Ya is 1. And generally, we read words this way and numbers this way. And so, Jaya is 8 and 1, and you read this way. So it is 18. And see the beauty, Bhagavad Gita is perfect. It is the words of Bhagavan, not only Krishna Bhagavan, Vyasa Bhagavan also. So it is perfect. And so since it is Jayam, it is going to make us win over ignorance. The structure of Gita itself is in form of Jayam, which is 18 chapters. And even Bhagavatam is called Jayam. Tato Jayam Mudirayet. Why? Because Bhagavatam has 18,000 slokas. Mahabharatam is also called Jayam. Why? Because it has 18 parvas or books. And our Gopika Gitam is the essence of Bhagavatam. So it is also Jayam. And you see, Gopika Gitam has 18 slokas, says Swami. Which is the reason why Bhagavatam's Gopika Gitam starts with Jayati. Jayati te dikam janmana praja shrayata indira sashvatatrayi Jayam. How can we talk about Bhakti Yoga without remembering the very epitome of Bhakti, which are gopis, isn't it? So, Tato Jayam. Bhagavad Gita is Jayam.
Hare